Police officers. What's the weirdest thing you've caught teenagers or kids doing that is illegal, but you found hilarious? My dad, Officer Rick Patterson, has been a cop for almost 30 years now, and next month he's finally hanging up the badge. The man is absolutely thrilled about retirement. He's already got his gaming setup upgraded for more battlefield sessions and has a list of vacation spots longer than my arm. But before he goes, I had to share my favorite story from his entire career. This happened about 2 years ago on a Thursday night. Dad gets a call from dispatch about teenagers vandalizing Memorial Park on the east side of town. The dispatcher even added a note that it was Mrs. Chen calling again. Mrs. Chen is this 70-something woman who thinks she's the neighborhood watch captain and calls the police about everything. Suspicious people walking dogs, kids riding bikes too fast, clouds that look threatening. Dad has responded to probably 50 of her calls over the years, and exactly 0 have been legitimate emergencies. So Dad rolls up to the park with his lights off, expecting nothing. He parks about 100 yards away and just observes for a bit. There's definitely a group of people moving around the park in the dark, but something seems off. They're not spray painting anything, they're not breaking equipment, they're just running between trees and playground structures in weird patterns. After watching for about 5 minutes, Dad realizes what's happening. These idiots are playing hide and seek, and they're not teenagers either. These are full-grown adults, probably college age or older, running around a public park at 11 at night playing a kid's game. Dad gets out of his cruiser and decides to have some fun with it. He creeps up to the north end of the park where he can see 3 people huddled behind a cluster of oak trees. They're clearly hiding from the seekers. Dad moves quietly, which is impressive for a guy his size, and crouches down right behind them in the shadows. One of the guys, later introduced as Mike, glances back and sees my dad in full uniform crouching there. Mike's eyes go wide and he starts to bolt. Dad reaches out and grabs his arm and whispers, "Dude, shut up or the other team will find us." The 3 of them just stare at him for a second, then start laughing so hard they have to cover their mouths. Dad puts his finger to his lips and gestures for them to stay quiet. On the other side of the park, someone yells, "Ready or not, here I come." My dad played hide and seek with these people for the next hour. He got tagged twice, but also successfully caught someone hiding in the tube slide. He helped Mike and 2 others avoid detection by suggesting they climb up into the pavilion rafters. At one point, he used his police radio to fake a dramatic call to make the seekers think he had to leave, then doubled back and tagged 3 people who came out of hiding. The group was 8 people total, all around 21 or 22 years old. They'd apparently been playing elaborate hide-and-seek games in various locations around the city for months. When they finally called it quits around midnight, they all exchanged numbers with my dad and invited him to their next game. He told them he'd consider it if they picked a park that wasn't in Mrs. Chen's neighborhood. Fast forward 6 months to last October. I'm throwing a Halloween party at my house, and it's packed with people from work, college friends, and random +1s. My dad stops by around 9 because he's working the night shift and wants to grab some of the burgers we're grilling. He's in uniform, and most people just give him polite nods. But this one guy at the beer pong table absolutely loses his mind. He points at my dad and shouts, "Holy shit, your dad is Officer Patterson! He's the hide-and-seek cop." Turns out the guy was Mike, one of the people from that night in the park. He proceeds to tell everyone at the party the entire story, getting more animated with each detail. By the end, half the party is chanting for my dad to join them in some outdoor game. Dad just grins, grabs 2 burgers, and heads back to his patrol car. As he's leaving, he yells back, "I'm retiring next month. After that, I'm available for all the hide-and-seek you want." Mike already has him added on Facebook. I'm pretty sure they're planning something.